Hi and welcome to episode 53 of the Beks Creates podcast. My name is Beks and I'm coming to you from a very overcast Bristol where it is very warm. We're sort of in a heat wave, but it's really heavy and muggy this morning, so hence the crazy hair. I washed it and put it in a plait and it's just gone fuzzy because we went for a walk this morning. Anyway, tangent. I live in Bristol with my husband Paul and our 2-year-old Jasper. So it's not been so long this time, some kind of miracle. I don't have tons to show today, but I had the motivation to do the podcast, so I thought, right, get on while you're in the mood. So here I am. So today I've got one finished object, I've got a few whips. I don't have much in the way of acquisitions, but I've got some new little things to tag on the end, so that's quite exciting. So yeah, start with the finished object then. So this is my second iris tank by Along a Vecana. This is a gorgeous summer pattern. It used less than 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn. I made the 5th size, but I could have easily made probably the 3rd. It is quite roomy, but I wanted it loose and cool for the summer. The yarn is gorgeous. Sorry, the light's terrible. I've got the overhead light on because it's just so like grey and dull outside, but actually the colour is coming out okay. So the yarn is from Little Grey Girl and the colour is peppy. Not my usual kind of colour, but I just really liked it and I thought, why not step out of my comfort zone? I bought this from Jem at the Big Flock and I love it. I really enjoyed knitting this. At the moment, it seems like I'm really actually craving like detail and lace. I think I'm all about the process at the moment. Because I feel like I've been through months and months of just stockinette garter, just knit. But yeah, enjoying the lace, which is fun. It's nice. It's engaging the brain a bit, so I'm enjoying it. I didn't wet block this. I just steam blocked it, but I think I need to wet block it because the gorgeous like scalloped edge is flipping up a bit. But I didn't want to like really heavily wet block it because I didn't want it to go enormous, which I think it would, just because of the lace. So I don't know. I might just like soak the bottom couple of inches, maybe see if that works. I'm not sure. Or do I just get it wet and then try not to block it too hard? It's a tricky one. Not sure. Answers on a postcard, any tips would be helpful. But yeah, I love it, and I do love it so much I am in fact making another one. I did the straight straps on this one. I did ties on my last one. And I basically just did it for a change, to be honest. I think the ties might actually be more practical because it is quite stretchy. So it does tend to go, it's very low at the back. I don't know if I can show you. Very low at the back. Not very flattering angle, but hey, who cares? Okay, so moving on to whips then. I've got a few whips that are like really close to being finished. But I'm going through a phase where I'm a bit like flighty and going around lots of things, whereas like with this, I was like pretty monogamous on it. So yeah, I've got lots of things that are close to being finished, but I can't quite summon the mojo to do it. So let me show you then, hang on, sorry. In my gorgeous dino bag from lovely Laura at Bellica Yarns is, and I keep forgetting this bag is glow in the dark, it's hilarious. I kind of maybe do some knitting in bed and chuck the bag on the floor and then middle of the night I see glowing dinosaurs. Okay, so I have very nearly finished my, God knows what number it is, Tolster. This is the Tolster Tea by the Crayabea. In another one of Jem's yarns from Little Grey Girl, this is Stansfield Blue, and it's just the most gorgeous blue. This looks really crumpled because it's been in quite a small bag, but I will block this one. So I've just done, this pattern's great because it is just a really plain, that's the back, it's a really plain summer tee, but you can put any kind of modifications into it that you like. So I've just done rows of eyelets They are 20 rounds apart, so they're quite far apart. I might do another one sometime with them a little bit closer together. Or I saw a really nice one, I think, where there was like eyelets and then a row of pearls and then eyelets and a row of pearls. So it was like more texture, which I quite liked. But this will just be a really nice easy wear for summer. It'd go really nice with my denim shorts. And all I have to do, it's ridiculous, this should be finished. In fact, I need to finish this today and then I can call it a finished object for June. All I need to do is just basically 2 cuffs. That's all I have to do. Let's try and finish that then. Good plan. Okay, and yes, I had a lot of feedback about the old toggles on the barber cords. It really is a great tip. Yeah, quite a few people were sending me pictures after the last episode going, I bought some while I was watching you. So yeah, brilliant little little thing there. So yeah, hopefully then this one will be a finished object by tomorrow. Let's try and make that happen. Next in my gorgeous Moth and Found bag. Sorry, right old tangle here. Sorry, it's really bothering me how dark and dingy the light is. I hope it's okay. The colours do seem to be showing up all right on screen, so hopefully it's all right for you guys. So I am making, I showed this last time, the Scra bucket, which is just a fun little scrappy kind of project. It's by the Passion Spinner. And it was a paid for pattern, but it was quite cheap. I think it was like a couple of pounds. So I've made a bit of progress, which is really good. Again, this is something I'm not like hugely drawn to knit on, but every now and again I can just do a few rounds just nice and easy. So I showed you the base before, just working up through, and then I've now done the welt at the top, which forms the drawstring channel. So you can just about see, sorry, it's tricky here. You've got like the channel here for the drawstring to go through when it's done. And I'm now on the bit basically where you knit this again to tuck inside for the kind of lining. The construction was really, really fun, really different, very clever. Yeah, I enjoyed it. The pattern was easy to follow and it gave you tips on like how to do it nice and easily. I can't really say too much without giving anything away, but yeah, it was a really good sort of there was photos, like step-by-step photos of how to do it, which was really helpful because if you haven't done welts before, you might just need them explaining. But yeah, it's coming out quite nice and big, and I'd like to experiment with kind of different sizes. This is 2 strands of fingering weight held together, but you could do anything you like really. It doesn't matter what size it comes out. Yeah, and like I said before, I'm just using a skein of Grace from Bird Street, which I just had wound up and was just there not being used. I think it was left over from a sweater actually. And then scraps of self-striping yarn, which I caked up. It's hardly making a dent into it, honestly. I've still got all this left. I don't know how much was on it. It was a big cake. But honestly, I reckon I'd easily get 2, if not 3 bags out of that one. So I think it might be a bit of a production line, might be a fun little Christmas gift or something. Yeah, God, it's almost July. I like to start thinking about Christmas knits soon. Eek. I have had a few ideas actually, so we'll get on to that though. We'll get on to that. Next. Oh, so as I said earlier, I am enjoying knitting lace, and I loved knitting this this iris tank. So I decided to cast on another because at the Big Flock, I bought a really special skein of yarn from the Wall Kitchen, lovely Helen. Oh, that's blowing out. That's better. This is her Champagne Supernova colour, and I have actually had to buy another skein to finish this project, so you can see it in the skein. Just beautiful. And this yarn is 50% merino, 50% silk, so it is absolutely dreamy. And I was looking at the skein I had, and I was like, oh, what am I going to knit? It's too luxurious to be socks. I don't really wear one skein shawls particularly, and you know, it's just really special yarn. It had to be used on something nice, so I decided I'd make another one of these and get another skein for it. So I'm really glad I made that decision, because I think it would be just really pretty and a really special way to show off a really special skein. So I have started, I think I've done 2 repeats. Yeah, I think I'm just starting the 3rd repeat. So there you go. And you can see that because this yarn it's not speckled, it's assigned pooling, it's sort of coming out quite interestingly, but I really like it. I just think it's going to be so summery and gorgeous. I can't wait to wear it. At the rate I'm going, I'll probably finish it for the autumn, but never mind, it'll be right for next year. But it's just so soft. It's going to be so cool and beautiful. I'm really excited. And another reason I like this pattern is because, hang on, let me show you, just flash a bit of thigh at you. My shorts have got like a little scalloped edging, and you get the little scalloped edging at the bottom of the top, so it's a nice little mirror, which is cute. So yeah, loving that project, and yeah, loving the lace knitting. This it feels like it's been a really long time since I've been like a real lace kick. I think, like, you know, mum brain, like I've not had mental capacity for it for a long time, but it's nice to have that back and to be really enjoying it. I'm also really craving like new techniques and different constructions and stuff, which is cool. So I'll show you in a bit. I've got some plans for some new knits, and yeah, might feature some things I've not really tried before. Who knows, you might even get me knitting colour work. Not likely, but we'll see. So the next thing is socks. My sock mojo's been disappointingly low lately, but I'm ticking along because I am aware that I want to knit my goddaughter 12 pairs of socks for her birthday as an advent, but her birthday's at the end of October, so they need to be ready for then. So I think, I can never remember how many I've done. I think this is pair 8, I think. And I've had some fun with these because I decided I would knit her some fluffy shorties for sort of bed socks or around the house, whatever. So here's the first one. Oh, it's not showing up quite as beautifully as it could in this awful light, but I am using Tamarisk from Bird Street Yarn on the ASC base, Alpaca Silk Cashmere, which is just dreamy. I don't know if you can just see that gorgeous halo on it. So perfect for pairing with some fluff. And it's paired with, this is another yarn from the Wool Kitchen. Hang on, let me see if I still got the tag, because this was one. Yes, I do. This was one that Claire bought for me as a gift from Unravel a couple of years ago, I think, maybe last year. And it is 72% kid mohair, 28% silk. And it's called Neon Only, and the colours are just so fun. It's amazing. It's one of those yarns that look really different in the skein to when it was caked up, and now it looks really different now it's knitted up. It's just perfect. It's just coming out so beautifully, and they're going to be so lush. So yeah, this is the first sock I did. I decided to do DK numbers because I was holding 2 yarns together, so I did 56 stitches on 2.5mm needles, because it's not quite DK. It's been a bit of a juggle, but because I'm making them the same, that basically they would fit me, I can try it on as I go. So I've done 8 rounds of 1x1 rib. I've done 10 rounds of stockinette before doing slip stitch, heel flap and gusset with a garter edge, which just makes it so neat. And then gusset decreases. I did accidentally do heel flap numbers for a 64 stitch sock. So the heel flap is quite long, it's quite deep there, but it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. So the gusset decreases are quite long, but It seems fine. They fit nicely. They feel really nice. I've done my braided toe, which is from my That Precious Skein socks pattern. And I am this far into the second one. And I'm also hoping to finish these by tomorrow. So I have to see if I can get... I should be able to, because I've got nap time today, a bit of car knitting this afternoon, this evening, nap time tomorrow, and tomorrow evening. So fingers crossed, I might be able to do it. It would be really cool to have them finished, especially as it's the midpoint of the year. So yeah, zooming down those. And then I think, I'm not sure, what are my next socks for her going to be? I think my next socks for Freya might be on a zebra yarn, because I don't think she has a pair of those. I'm trying to make like a nice selection of different yarns, you know, vanilla, patterned, long, short, so they're different. It's not just, oh, it's another pair of socks, another pair of socks. So try and make them as fun as possible for her. I also need to do probably some neon net ones, because she would love that. She is a colourful, sparkly unicorn of a kid, so she would love that. Okay, so that's all the whips. I feel like I'm rattling through a bit today, but I've still got quite a lot to talk about. So I'm going to do acquisitions in with future cast-ons, because I've got a little list, and the acquisitions I've got relate to that, so I'll come on to that in a minute. I am going to shamelessly steal an idea from an amazing new podcast. More about that in a second. So I'm going to tell you about three... Oh, I've forgotten something. This is so annoying. I'm going to have to go and get it. Hang on. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm also aware that... Oh, sorry, printer's making noises. It will stop in a minute. Very aware that my chair is very squeaky. Quite annoying. I do hope you can't hear it. I do often find when podcasters say, sorry about this noise, sorry about that noise, you can't hear it. But, you know, I'll apologise just in case. Anyway, sorry. I think the printer shut up now. So, yes, I was going to share with you something that I have shamelessly stolen from a new podcast. And that is three of my favourite things at the moment. So it can be anything. It doesn't have to be knitting related, something you're reading, watching, a product you're enjoying using, I don't know, a song, a recipe, a food, anything. I just thought it was quite fun. I really enjoyed watching it on their podcast and thought, wow, I'm going to steal it. And it's okay because they're my friends and I've asked them, so they don't mind. So the first one of my three favourite things is, in fact, that very podcast. So at the Big Flock back in May, on the Sunday, we were in the afternoon, we were all dreading it a little bit because we were like, Sunday afternoon, we're tired, it's quieter, we're going to flag and we're going to get a bit bored. And then into the room swept the two sunniest, friendliest, most gorgeous people we'd ever met. And yeah, they were just wonderful. So Jack and Jess are brother and sister, and they came to the show with Jess's little girl, who's little cutie. And yeah, we spent ages chatting, and Jess said to me, oh, I watch your podcast. And I was like, oh, I can't believe people actually watch it. And we felt like old friends instantly. We just really clicked. And yeah, it was just delightful. We kept bumping into each other again, and they'd come back and see us again. And yeah, and ever since we've been chatting and messaging, and it's just been lovely. So they started mentioning that they were thinking about doing a podcast together. So obviously I heartily encouraged this, and last week they put out their first episode, which was super exciting. So their podcast is called the Big Sis Little Bro Making Show, and it was just a delight to watch. I felt like I wanted to talk back to them the whole way through, because it just felt like a little knit night with your mates. So obviously I thoroughly recommend you go and watch and subscribe and send them a comment. They are just the loveliest people. It's a very relaxed, natural podcast. They've inspired me on several counts, including giving me more podcast mojo, which is just lovely. And yeah, they're just the most wonderful people. So go over and check them out. Tell them I sent you, and you won't regret it because they're just amazing. Okay, enough all that gushing. The second of my favourite things is weather related. Obviously, I'm British. So I thought I'd share a couple of products that I've been really enjoying using this summer, made my life a bit easier. So it's been really hot in the UK the last good few weeks, really. So obviously sun cream needs to be applied, and I hate putting on sun cream because I hate the sticky hands, especially if you're on the beach when they get you get like just sand stuck in it. I remember the first time we took Jasper to a beach, he'd been walking for about a month, so he was still very wobbly on his feet, and we went to Barry Island in Wales, which is quite sloping, and we coated him in sun cream, and then he took like 2 steps on the sand and fell flat on his face, and his whole face, bless him, it was like he was a little breadcrumbed fish finger or something, because his whole face was just covered in sand. So sticky sun cream is not the one. So I have discovered for myself, because I'm terrible with putting on sun cream because I just feel like it's too much effort, but I found this, which is a lotion spray. So it's like a mist rather than the spray stuff that you spray on and then rub it in, which still gets your hands all sticky. But this is amazing. It's literally a mist, so you just literally spray it all over and you're done. It's amazing, and it's Hawaiian tropic, so it smells really gorgeous. This was half price in Boots, so it was like £8.50 I think, but it's really good. Really good. So if you're like me and you don't like the sticky sun cream and you don't like getting it all over your hands, can thoroughly recommend. And then for Jasper, I have this really cool product which every parent needs, not even just toddler parents. It's called the Solar Buddy, and this, you buy it just as a dispenser and you buy your own sun cream to go in it. I've just got like the Boots Kids one in it. So basically you fill up this like reservoir, and what I found is it has to be like quite full. If you don't have a lot left in it, it doesn't work brilliantly. And also I find you need to give it a really good shake down before you apply it. And basically, oh, that's nice, it's got a bit of grass in it. It's obviously been in the garden. It's got a roller ball in the middle and then a sponge around the outside. So you rub it on and it rubs the sun cream in for you, so you don't have to, because like even the rollerball sun creams, you still have to rub it in with your hands. We went to the park this morning and I saw this woman putting sun cream on her kids with the rollerball. I really wanted to go and tell her, you really need a Solar Buddy. I just got this from Amazon, and I've seen kids in school with these in their drawers, so it's really good if you've got to send your kid to school with sun cream. It's really useful because they can put it on really easily. So top tip that. They're not expensive either. And then my final favourite thing at the moment is reading. Now, I always read before bed, but sometimes, you know, I might read just like trashy, easygoing books because I don't feel like it, or I only get like a page at a time. I'm not really very into it, and books might take me a couple of months to finish, but at the moment I seem to be pounding through the books. So one of my friends, a non-knitting friend on Instagram, was giving away some books that she'd read and wanted to pass on to somebody else, and the one she was posting out, it turned out 2 of us replied to her messages, and she wanted to give us both a book. So she gave that book to the other person and said, oh, I'll find one for you. So she found this one for me, which I know I'm incredibly late to the party, but it is Victoria Hislop's The Island. So this book, I think it came out in like maybe 2010, something like that. It's been out for quite a while. No, 2005. So, you know, it's 20 years old, but it's based in Crete. So it's a nice, like, summer kind of read. But it's about leper colony off the coast of Crete. And it's a funny one, this, because I didn't actually think it was brilliantly written, if I'm honest. There were bits that just didn't need to be there. There was like, you'd have like massive detail about one day, and then like 3 years would go past it on the next page. Like, it was a bit inconsistent and a bit like, it's over the course of literally like 70 years or something. It's crazy. So it's not like amazingly written, but there was something so compelling about it. I think you got really invested in the characters, and because the subject matter is like quite far from anything most people have ever experienced, it's quite compelling as well. So I read that one really, really quickly and really enjoyed it. And as a result, I had a little poke around her other books. Now, it actually turns out that this one, so this is One August Night, it's not the sequel as such. It kind of fills in a gap of time that was skimmed over in this one. So it kind of slots into it. So you get a bit more in depth on a couple of the characters that you touched on in this, or a bit more in depth of like parts of people's lives that you didn't hear about. So yeah, they were really good. I really enjoyed them, basically. And I thought what I would do, if anybody hasn't read these and would like them, I'd be happy to pass them on to somebody. It would have to be UK only, but I'd love to pass them on to somebody else, seeing as it was given to me, you know, as sort of a random act of kindness. So if you would be interested in a couple of summer reads, and you are in the UK, could leave a book emoji in the comments, and I will pick somebody at random and get in touch. And if you are able actually to, no, let me think, how do I do this? That's not going to work that way. Message me on Instagram if you can, or leave a comment and we'll try and get in touch. But yeah, we'll work it out somehow. It'd be fine. But yeah, if somebody would like these books, I would really love to send them on to somebody else. So yes, sorry, that was very waffly. So anyway, moving back to the knitting, future cast-ons. So I've got quite a few things I'm planning to make. So I think I've already mentioned the primrose slipover that I'm going to make, which is a pattern by Along a Vecana. I'm going to make it in this yarn, which is Deepest, in the ASC base and the Cloud base from Bird Street Yarn. And I'm going to do that as sort of a little mini knit along with my friend Fran from Franny Do Makes. And I think we've decided to start that in September because it's quite an autumnal kind of knit. It's a tank, but it's sort of like you know, like a tabard style with ties on the side. So yes, it's going to be too warm, especially the fluff held with it. So that's going to be a September project. I'm also planning to make a sibling sweater by Laura Penrose, and I have the yarn, but I can't reach it now, so I'll show you that another time. I'm going to make that with Yarn Smith's DK, so another probably autumnal project. Then Bird Street are, I think I heard yesterday that they had a delivery of a new base, which is a linen base, which they've never done before, which I'm really keen to try and make some kind of summer knit with. So I think I'm looking at Camisole number 9 by My Favourite Things Knitwear, which is just basically a vest top. Just it's got negative ease, which I don't often make, but I've quite fancied making just for a change. And would be lovely in linen. So I think I might, when I can get my hands on some of that, might make one of those. And then finally, Claire asked me the other day if I would make a sample for the shop, and she let me pick, bless her. So I have chosen this, which is the Bright Axis sweater, or tee, by Stephanie Lotvin, who I believe is Tellybean Knits. And I was intrigued. This is coming back to my sort of slight craving for something new and a different construction. So I believe this is knit bottom up. So that's going to be really easy, just like round and round telly knitting. And then I think these stripes on the top are done in short rows. So you pick up and then you're going that way, and it's got this, I've only just noticed this actually, this like lovely eyelet detail around the neckline. And I thought this would be a good sample for them because it shows people what to do with mini skeins, because people don't always know. So Claire very kindly dropped the yarn round the other day. So I have got 2 skeins of sea glass, which that is looking a little bit grayer than it is, but it's a beautiful, just pale green. That's a bit better. Again on the alpaca silk cashmere base, which is my favourite. It's going to be drapey and gorgeous. And then I'm going to pair that with these, which are the ice cream mini set. So just gorgeous, you know, ice creamy colours. So the stripes on top are going to be in those, which should just be really, really super cute. So when I finished my toaster tea before tomorrow, or during today and tomorrow, I'm going to cast that one on. I think that's going to be really fun, and a nice different knit. And if I like it, I might make one for myself. And finally, it is the 1st of July on Tuesday, so we are at the midway point of 2025. I'm very much looking forward to a nicer, hopefully easier second half of this year. But I thought this would be a good time to do a bit of a roundup of what I've knit so far this year. And it's quite a different one for me. When I looked at the numbers, it's quite different. So I have made 7 pairs of socks, 8 if I manage to finish those fluffy ones before tomorrow. Which is vastly down on some years of my sock knitting. By this point, some years I've had 30 pairs of socks. So it's, yeah, I'm not on so much of a sock kick, but you'll see why in a minute. I've done 1 toddler garment, which I believe was a flax sweater for Jasper. Then I've done 6 adult garments, and it'd be 7 if I can finish that toaster, which would be great. I don't think I've ever been on such a garment kick before, but I am actually now making things that I am wearing and do fit, which I've just not done in the past. So that's really nice. It's lovely to have those bits in my wardrobe. I've made 3 hats, 4 shawls, and 1 cowl. So altogether, what's that? 10, 20, 22... maybe 24 items, so not bad going really for half a year. I've had more productive, but I didn't have a toddler then, so so yeah, that's that for today. So what's coming up? I've got probably a busy few weeks now. We've got the last 3 weeks in school, and I'm in reception, so we have lots of events for the children who are starting in September, lots of getting to know you kind of things, and sort of parents meetings and teddy bears picnics and that kind of thing. So I'm going to be at work quite a bit in the next couple of weeks. And then obviously end of term celebrations with my work friends. And then, yeah, hopefully lots of summer fun. But I can hear Jasper wailing downstairs, which means that Daddy is trying to bring him up for his nap and he doesn't want to, so I better go before the wailing gets louder. But thank you for watching. It was lovely to see you, and I'll be back really soon. Take care. Bye.